Gilmore Girls, and why was the front side of Lorelai's the back side of Sookie's and the back side of Sookie's the front side of Lorelai's? Why didn't we just film in 2 separate houses? Secrets of the Warner Brothers backlot, things you might not have realized, and fun facts from behind the scenes. Hi, I'm Valerie. I was the key set costumer on Gilmore Girls. If you want this to show up in the FYP, you're gonna end up having to hit all those buttons. Engage, ask me good questions, and while you're at it, go ahead and follow me over on YouTube to catch the ones that don't. Do you remember when I said Gilmore Girls was a low-budget show and you were like, oh, but the Birkin? No, we're not talking about that right now. Production was able to save money by filming in structures that were on the Warner Brothers backlot. The sets of Warner Brothers are built to be convertible so that one angle looking one direction would yield a rural location like Lorelai's house, and the other side made it look like it was on a nice Midwest street in a small city. There are other parts of the lot that look like full-on suburban neighborhoods, parks. They even had a swimming pool, which we later used in A Year in the Life. Brownstones, tenement buildings, and office buildings where we could even literally film inside the office without ever leaving the Warner Brothers lot. At the time, I worked on Gilmore Girls, Midwest Street, and any area that encompassed Stars Hollow was exclusively rented out for our show. No other show could go into that area without prior approval, and they had to change the set enough to make it not look like one of our sets. Each show had an area of the lot that was kind of theirs, like behind Luke's Diner was the area that was used for ER. Now that area is being used for Abbott Elementary. Gilmore Girls rarely left the lot, and when we did, it was very expensive and cost prohibitive. Occasionally, we could go over to the Warner Brothers ranch, but we didn't own the ranch. Over at the ranch were a suburban neighborhood, which is where we shot The Keg Party, Mia's Wedding, and 8 O'Clock at the Oasis. Lorelai's house was not the only set that had a mysterious backside. Behind Luke's Diner was the Flower Mart. Behind Casey's Tavern, aka the Stars Hollow Gazette, aka the Secret Bar, is the Avon Grill, which is one of the many cafeterias on the Warner Brothers lot. But did you know we used the Avon Grill as a filming location for when April and Luke go on that little mini trip with the kids? That's where they ate. Remember the newsstand? Well, inside the newsstand was multiple sets. One, the restaurant where Dean and Rory have the meatballs. The coffee shop where Michelle likes to hang out. I talked about this one recently, but remember the scene where Taylor Dosey goes to Maine? Well, we filmed the interior of his nephew's bedroom inside that location as well. But the most famous thing that filmed inside there was Rich Man's Shoe. And the backside of Miss Patty's was the patio for Rich Man's Shoe. I got one last one to share with you before I go, but please drop an ice cream cone in the chat if you are still here. The Black, White, and Red movie theater. Did you know? No, I'm not going to tell you all about the Cheshire Inn or even the Hobbit house. No, I'm going to talk about the side door. Did you know that the side door for the Black, White, and Red movie theater, scratch that, it's future Valerie, and I do believe I discovered a false memory. I was going to tell you how we filmed Dean's house there. There was like a scene at the door with Dean's mom, but apparently Dean's mom doesn't exist. Only scene at a door was Clara opening the door for Rory, but the structure we see behind Rory is the side of the Black, White, and Red movie theater. Now, if you really want to know something fun, ask me all about Babette's house.